Yo, what's happening, guys? Hope you all well. Back with another video. I am at the project here in Wednesbury. We're just doing the outside landscaping. Most of the inside's done now. I will give you a tour inside the property in a minute. In this video I want to talk about the difference between a property developer and a buy-to-let landlord. So hopefully by the end of this video you guys will be able to make your mind up whether buy-to-let landlord is a route where you want to follow, or you want to be a property developer. I'll tell you the differences. Or you want to do a little bit of both, which I do now. Okay, that comes at the later stage of your career in property. But first of all, let me tell you what it all means. What being a landlord, buy-to-let landlord, basically means, and what property developer means. Okay, so let me start with the buy-to-let landlord. So basically, buy-to-let landlord is easy. It's a tried and tested formula. For centuries people have been doing this. You'll buy a house, you will find yourself a tenant, and you will put the property on rent. Okay, and then hopefully that property will pay your expenses, for example your mortgage and stuff like that, and it will put £200-400 in your pocket as well as profit. Okay, and which is taxable obviously at the end of the year or when you pay your tax. Okay, but we're not talking about any tax purposes here. Just to keep it simple, I'm just telling the examples, explaining to you what the differences are first of all in both. So then, being a buy-to-let landlord, you have paid the deposit for your property, which typically would be say 25%, and bank pays you 75% loan to value of your property, and you pay 25% deposit, and you buy yourself you find yourself a tenant, and you put the property on rent, and obviously you're making a bit of profit, and it's paying your mortgage as well. Okay, and then going down that route, obviously then you can wait. Say typically here in the UK, I would say most of the part of the world, typically we see the property rises, doubles in its value every 10 years. Okay, so if the property doubles in its value every 10 years, and the buy-to-let landlord is saving money for those 10 years as well, and he's getting his rental income, he's saving that, and then after 10 years his property is doubled in value, so he can basically get the money out of the property, the value which has gone up, because that's his. Okay, and then maybe go and buy another couple of properties, 2-3 properties. Okay, so if you had, for example, if you had bought a property for 200,000, after 10 years typically that property will be worth 400,000. Okay, then that means he's got his 25% deposit in the property, say 50,000, and he's got 150,000 of bank's money, but he's got 50,000 of his deposit, and the property's gone up by value in £200,000, so he's got £250,000 equity in that property now. Okay, so this is after 10 years, as the property generally doubles in value. Okay, so that means with that £250,000 he can get another either £50,000 out after 10 years, buy a smaller property, because obviously all the properties values would have gone up, they would have doubled, so he can't buy exactly same house after 10 years. Okay, or he can look in different areas where the value is a little bit low, so he can buy a house there with £50,000 deposit again, or he could get £100,000 out and he could go for 2 houses. But I'm not adding any legal fees or anything like that here. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. So then that means he can go and buy 2 more properties, which will double up in value in next 10 years. So after 20 years his first property will be worth 800,000, and the other 2 properties, if he had bought them for 200,000 each, will be worth £400,000 each. Okay, so that means he's got £600,000 equity increase in one property 1, and he's got £200,000 each in the other two properties. So that's about £1 million of equity there. Okay, so as you can see, in 20 years, if you're going to follow the buy to landlord route, in 20 years he's created equity more than £1 million in his properties, and he's enjoyed his rental income as well. And if he saved the rental income all the way through as well, that's another couple of £100,000. So in 20 years, £1.2 million. Not bad, right? A lot of people don't earn that in their lifetime, so he's done that. That was a buy to let landlord. And now being a property developer is totally different. Being a property developer, I'll give you an example. That let's just say, so that this person goes and this person's got, say, £10,000, £20,000. Let's say £20,000. This person got £20,000. He hasn't got a deposit because £20,000 is not exactly gonna get you any property. No, there's not enough for a deposit. Okay, so this person goes and finds investors who are willing to invest with him or her. Okay, so this person goes and finds a property which he knows or she knows that I'm just gonna use he to be easier here. Okay, so he goes and finds a property which he knows that he can convert a house or a building into, say, a shop. It was a shop with flat on top, but he can turn it into 4 flats or something like that. Okay, let's say 4 flats for argument's sake. So he knows that he's going to turn this property into 4 flats. Okay, and it's going to, at the end value, the property he's going to buy for is £200,000, and the end value of the property once it's been refurbed is going to be, say, £1 million. Okay, for argument's sake, right? So now this person, remember, this person's only got £20,000, but after doing all the due diligence, this person knows the property's GDV is £1 million. He's going to buy for £200,000. It's going to cost him roughly £300,000 to do the whole project, because the shell of the building's already there. He just needs to split into flats, follow the local authorities guidelines with sizes, with the soundproofing, all sorts of work one needs in a flat, one needs doing. So he's done that. Okay, and then the person goes to find investors, because he hasn't got a deposit to buy that £200,000 house. He hasn't got £50,000. He's got 20,000, but then I would say roughly about 10,000 of that will go on legal fees. So in the sense, he's only got £10,000 there, right? So once he presents their project to investors, which there's loads out there, okay? There's loads and loads of investors. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can find them on social media, left, right, and center. As long as your project is what you say it is and it's going to make profit. So in this instant I'm giving you, there's £500,000 profit in there. Even if there was 20% profit, that's good enough for yourself, okay? After paying everybody, obviously, you want to have at least 20% deposit as a property developer. So you need to find a deal like that. So once you go approach the investors are willing to give him the money, okay? So don't forget, he only needs the money to put the deposit down. Once the deposit is down, he's got the building, the bank, the lender will give him 100%. The bank, first of all, will give him 75% loan to value to buy the property anyway, and the bank will give you 100% development finance as well. So all he needs is to save that 25 or 30 or 35%, what the lender's criteria is, deposit to buy the property. Okay, so that money, he's only got 20 grand, so he can raise the rest from investors. There's loads of private investors out there sitting there with chunks and chunks of money. They don't have the time to go and invest in properties, or they don't know what to do, so they will give him the money. So he's raised his deposit from the investors. He's paid for his legal fees himself. Don't forget, he's got £20,000. He's kept 10,000 in his pocket for the rainy day, and he's paid the deposit, he's bought the building, and the lender who helped him buy the building, they have given him 100% development finance because they can see that there is £500,000 profit at the end of the project. Okay, so now this person has looked after his project, done the project management, and he or she's developed the flats, and the flats have been sold. So all he's done is he's raised the finance from private investors. He's approached the bank. He's bought the building through bank's money by paying a deposit, which was investors' money, and he's got 100% development finance, and he's developed this building into 4 flats, and he's appointed an estate agent who's gone and sold his flats for him. Okay, so now he's got the profit, he's paid the bank off, he's paid the private investors off with whatever 10-12% they agreed return on the money. He's paid them off, and he's made his profit out of that, which will be after paying the bank, after paying the investors. So even if he makes £250,000 profit, which will be a lot more, I'm just telling you, I'm picking these figures out of the thin air right now because it's just an example I'm giving you. So if he made £250,000 and the project lasted, say, 2 years, just for the sake of it, should be done quicker, but say the project lasted 2 years and he's made £250,000 in 2 years from £20,000 he had. So that's a property developer. That's just an example of what the property developer can do. Okay, so with that £250,000, he could either go again and do another project for another 2 years, or he can do another 2 projects if he wants more headache. Okay, so remember, if there is no risk, there is no reward. And remember, if you're not ready to take headache, you're not ready to work hard, you don't gain anything in life. Okay, simple as that. So now this one of our buy to let landlord has created an equity of over £1 million, say £1.2 million in 20 years. Okay, and he can retire with that, right? But our property developer has created a profit of £250,000, or probably more than that, in 2 years' time. Okay, so he can go ahead and he can go and say buy one. He can put deposit down for one property and buy to let, and then he can use the other money to go and do another project. So he can go and find another good project, go and approach those investors again, because once you work with good investors and they can see their money's coming back, they will be more than happy to work with you. And then let me tell you now my next step. So that's the difference between buy to let and property developer. Okay, you make your mind what do you want to do, which business suits you best. Now let me go and give you an example of doing a bit of both. Okay, so I'm going to take you inside. I'm going to show you my project, how far the builders have gone, and then we carry on from there. So I was talking to you sitting inside my car, guys, just outside my car now. Cold out here, and you know my hairstyle, you feel cold even more because there's no bloody hair there. So anyway, I am here. Let me show you the house first, what the builders are doing. We're just rendering the house, make it look like a best house on the street. That's the target. Let me take you inside. The builders are just finishing off the rendering now. So this is silicon rendering, guys. Silicon rendering, proper waterproof rendering. It's gonna be one of the best house on the street. You have to do stuff like this to get super valuations, big valuations for your property. So I'm inside now, inside the house. Just some painting left some places, and apart from that, most of our house is done. I gotta go and get some soft close toilet lids, which we didn't put the the ones which we got with the toilets because they weren't very good. So yeah, my builders are here. The doors are going up. There's just one door left downstairs. That's going up. All the fire alarms, emergency lighting, everything's done. We've still got some protective film on the floor, on the carpets. So general tidying up left to do, guys, and apart from that, all the property is ready now. I'm happy with the results. I will make a video once all the cleaning is done, all the work is done. Builders have got their chalks out the way and stuff like that. I'm just going up to the top floor. Just this wire is an issue now because it should have been up there, but it's been left down there, so my electrician's gonna sort that out now. So as you can see, guys, this is a new room we built in the dormer already now, ready to rent out. Really just got certain formalities to do with the local authorities, and then we can rent them out after that. I will talk about that in another video, what formalities, but it's perfect finish. I'm very happy. I would be even happier if this shower was, actually this one doesn't matter, I'll show you another one. Trying to put the shower away from the screen, the door, so that the water doesn't fall out. But guys, it's a HMO, so all the legal requirements are met. All the fire doors, all the strips in the doors, these have to be in place, so no smoke can escape in a case of fire. And looking at this, they need to sort out. Let me put more coffee down because that's coming out there. Good job, I spotted it, so we can get it fixed. I think they've cut it a little bit wrong, that's why it's not sitting right in, but I can mention that to the lads now when I go down. But anyway, so yeah, guys, let me talk to you about, let me take this off because it's warm inside. The central heating's on. Let me go and put my coffee over there. So when I was sitting in the car, I was talking to you guys about buy to let landlords and property developers. Okay, so I told you briefly the difference between the two. Now you can make your mind up whether you want to be a buy to let landlord, wait 20 years to, you know, and then just retire with happy big chunk of money, or do you want to make that chunk of money in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years down the line and have even bigger portfolio if you mix both. So how do you mix both? I'm going to tell you that now. So you could be a property investor like myself, sorry, a property developer like myself, develop properties, and then you can force value, you can add value into the property by doing what we do here. We bought a rundown property, we turned it from a 3-bedroom to a 7-bedroom HMO, and we have put new roof, for example, new landscaping, silica rendering outside the house, new plumbing, new electrics, new boilers, new you know, there's a big water tank, so everything, new radiators, all the electrics, everything's brand new. So what does that do? That pushes the value of the property up. But there's a catch there, so don't just think that you're going to just buy any house and do all these things to it, the value is going to go up. Sometimes you're going to end up, you could end up spending more if you don't do your due diligence. So you have to do your due diligence as well. Let me go to the other room because this light is in, the sun is in my eyes here in this room. Anyway, so yeah, so before we add value to the property and we refinance it rather than selling it on. Some properties we do sell as well, but most of the time So we'll get an old property, we'll do it up, add value to it, and refinance it. So what that does is, because we added value to the property, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time we can pull all our money out, okay, or most of our money out. And the target is to obviously pull all the money out. That, you know, that's more profitable than leaving some money in there. But sometimes you have to, okay. Sometimes the surveyor, the bank doesn't give a good value. The surveyor says the value is not what we think the value should be, but most of the time we pull all our money out. So by pulling all our money out, what we've done is we have kept the property in our portfolio, and we've still got money to go and do another project, and we're getting rent as well from this property. So by doing this and keep repeating it over and over again, you're going to increase your portfolio much quicker than just a general buy-to-let landlord. And you can also enjoy you can also enjoy the capital appreciation. Okay, could not get the word out. So anyway, so guys, so you can see yourself that being a property developer can be a lot more faster way to create wealth. But then obviously it can be riskier as well, so you have to take the risks. And like I said earlier, no risk, no reward. So now you guys can make your mind up what to do. Hope this video was helpful, and I'm gonna carry on pushing my builders because we're buying another project soon. I will update you about that. So whatever you're doing, keep working hard. I'll see you in next video. God bless.